This is Sanja.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sanja.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up,
Welcome
Sanja?
to another episode of Random-ish with Sanja. Hey. How are you? Hope all is well in your world and you're still here, right? So all is well in your world. I know that I know that at this time in life, in history, you might be like, all is not well, Sanja. The world is in upheaval. Yeah. I am loving the time and place that we are in, and I think that it's very awesome that we all, spiritually speaking, elected to be here at this time and to be a part of history and shaping of the future of humanity. That's how I look at it. So all is well. Hope all is well with you. So listen, I am the show is called Random-ish with Sanja. For those of you who have never listened before, Random-ish with Sanja. I'm a radio persona, turned DJ, enjoy being able to talk about things, didn't want to have to stay in just one lane. So hence the show, Random-ish. We talk about all different kinds of stuff, whatever happens to come to mind. Sometimes I pick out topics out of a hat, blah, 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 all that good stuff. I've been enjoying some of the past episodes that I've had, the customer service. It's been amazing how once a topic comes up in my mind, then my life just keeps bringing me to the circumstances, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm supposed to be talking about this. I have been brought to another set of circumstances that I am like, you know what? I think we should talk about this. And it's amazing to me because I've went around and asked quite a few people their opinions. I am shocked at how many people didn't have an answer, didn't know how to answer, or did not want to answer. We're at a very pivotal time in history right now. And I have always said, when this man gets elected, here's the thing. I know everybody's like, but truth be told, we need chaos in order to go to the next level. What I'm seeing is that humanity is coming together a little bit, one day at a time. It's not like, come on, guys, it's not like all of a sudden, crazy people are just going to grab each other's hands and start singing Kumbaya. It doesn't really work like that, but I do believe that hearts and minds are being changed one day at a time. Then again, some hearts are not being changed. Some people's hearts are turning a little bit colder. I want to talk about it. There is a government shutdown going on right now, and because of social media, people are more aware, but we've had government shutdowns before. My parents were in the military, and I have other friends who are in the military, and I can recall there was a time when the people in the military weren't getting paid. They were getting IOUs. So things do happen. People do get to deadlocks, and it causes issues for regular people who are working for the government, and then it causes issues for the citizens of the country. I am not a politician. I am a lover of humanity. I am a lover of humans, adore us, and I just enjoy finding out what makes us tick, what people like, what we have in common, things like that. I enjoy seeing the common thread in humanity, no matter what your nationality is, what your tax bracket is. I enjoy being able to connect the dots between us, and it's fun for me. One of the things that has been happening lately is I've had the pleasure of being able to speak to a lot of different people from a lot of different countries lately. It's been amazing. One of my things is I play for diverse crowds. I enjoy having people from different countries, especially when I know that they've never met, and then we're in a room and it's like a business function, and through music I'm able to unite us with a common frequency of wanting to enjoy ourselves and having a good time, right? I think that can also be spread to our regular everyday life. I personally don't understand why we cannot just let people live and appreciate our diversity. So I met this woman the other day, and she was here from Pakistan with a debate team. And we started having this conversation about America and Americanisms. And she was like, I love America, but it is interesting that America is a superpower and America has a responsibility to have more empathy for the countries that are not as prosperous, etc. And I do think that we are, but I do know that at the same time, a lot of countries consider America to be all about the money and that everything they do is for the money. Well, here's the thing. You read history books and you read, a lot of people have done a lot of things for a lot of wrong reasons, I don't want to talk about the things that America has done in the past because I just don't, because shit ain't pretty. I mean, for crying out loud, this is a country where, it enslaved its own citizens. I mean, we have made mistakes, but as a race of humans, our job, so to speak, is to continue to evolve every day. So, that means we're going to have a time period where we were really, really dumb. So we don't need to go back and try to figure out why was we dumb and what things about that was dumb. We don't need to do that. Just know that just like babies, you know what I'm saying? If humanity is a new species, which scientists and things like that tell us that we are one of the last things to be developed, right? Okay, so if humanity is a new species, and that means we ain't gonna come in knowing everything, right? I mean, it's the same thing like our kids. Babies don't come in knowing everything, right? They don't. They have to learn. So a lot of the things that we've done before, that's because we was dumb and we was learning. You know what I mean? So as long as we learn from our mistakes, then we could keep going forward. However, that's not what we do. We have a tendency to just keep talking about shit. But anyway, I digress. Let me bring it back in. Because, girlfriend, that can relate to all kinds of things. All right? Okay. But being that I keep being put in front of all of these international audiences, I have also, because my grandmother is from Jamaica, my father's side of the family, Native American. And recently I've had to do some research for property that the family has. And in that, I learned more about the reservation and the tribe that my father's side of the family is from. And I found out that the tribe that my family belongs to was one of the first to be colonized by George Washington. And when I read that, there's a part of me, because I am a descendant that is living the manifestation of what they were intending to do. It's like a double-edged sword, because there's a part of me, I like paved roads, I like cars, I like our fashion, I like TV, I like the system that we've created for living. At the same time, I do believe in people's right to farm and trade services, and if you don't want to participate, then you don't have to. If you want to live in the old, in the natural ways, so to speak, then I think that you, as a human being, have a right to do so. The conversation that I had with the professor, I feel like she definitely informed me on there's a lot of countries that I feel like what their problem is, or actually I can't even say I feel like, because what she said is that they're losing their culture to become Americanized. And when I found out that the tribe that my family is from was one of the first to be colonized, again, torn, because there's a part of me that is like, well, we should all, there's nothing wrong with reading and writing, and there's nothing wrong with being able to have a language so that people who are from different areas can be able to communicate. The thing is, it's a double-edged sword, is that you don't want to overtake people. Like, we can't all be the same, So as we were talking, the students were like, "Oh, that's the postmodernization," and she was like, "Yes," because I was saying that diversity, is key. So I had to go ahead and look this up. What I want to talk about is what it means to be an American. The conversation that we had was that the world seems to think, or not all of the world, but the world seems to think to be an American is to mean that you are a money hungry capitalist and that all you care about is money, right? And I don't feel like that's what the true a true American is about, you know. So the professor explained to me that there's a postmodernism. Oh my God, I can't say this. Postmodernization. That it's a progressive view of patriotism. So I looked up what the traditional patriotism is. It's a demonstration of love, support, loyalty, defense, and sacrifice for one's country. It's an expression of moral certainty. It claims that there's a right and wrong behavior. It puts the country ahead of factions based on ideology, politics, and personal ambition. It creates the kinship of national identity. It is an objective and demands respect for the symbols of the nation, such as the flag and the national anthem. It values unity, accountability, and security more than diversity and the pursuit of happiness. The foundation of any nation is the unity, acceptance of accountability, and local security of, by, and for those who have accepted the social contract. Kinship and common identity are built on these fundamentals, but for any nation to grow, improve, and survive, it must not have only order through laws, but must also have satisfaction. This is achieved by the social contract, checking and balancing what is legal, what is right, according to the custom and tradition. When freedom, diversity, and the pursuit of happiness is more valued than unity, acceptance of accountability, and local security, the outcome is decline, decay, and chaos, and the end of that nation. Whoa! Sorry, I didn't mean to scream in your ear right there. Yeah. But what's crazy is as I read the definition of the traditional patriotism, it makes me feel, and I'm recognizing that as technology and education became rampant and more common, of course, people are not going to put their country over their family, over themselves. I think that our forefathers did not have the intention that you were supposed to put your country over your own life, because if that was the way that they felt, they would have never left England in the first place. Okay, and so then it says that the postmodern patriotism is defined by the feelings, emotions, and dreams of a person. Progressives claim that true patriotism is subjective and depends on the life narrative of each individual or faction. That means that the patriotism is defined by the memories, hopes, and dreams and feelings of each person of some faction. Okay, I don't agree with any of this, and this is coming from American Thinker website. Okay, so when she explained to me that it's more that our postmodern is more about the individual, and I'm just like, you know what, sometimes I think our schooling is just ridiculous, and sometimes I think that the play on words is ridiculous. The American is a dreamer. How could you say it was not? We had a group of people that left one country because of dissatisfaction. They left and came to a place that was already occupied, but they made some deals, whatever. Again, we're not going over this part, but they made some deals, did some things, now they're here. Okay. And if I remember correctly, they left because they believed that they were under the law of the Creator and not of man, and did not want to be forced to have to live a certain way and not be able to practice the religions that they wanted. Yes, we should be unified, but I think that the definition that we've had for patriotism has always been incorrect. Yes, a person should have pride and want to protect the country, aka home that they live in, but your government was never supposed to be the thing that you bow down to. Even our forefathers knew that. They've always known that there's a creator that's above the government, and the government is subjective to the creator, because without the creator or the Big Bang, whatever. Okay. There are natural laws and planetary laws and universal laws, and then there's man laws. Yes, we used to have a thought that to be an American is you're free and you're proud and you'll die for your country. And the Kaepernick situation, taking the kneel, I don't think that it has anything to do with a disrespect to the United States of America. It's an expression of not agreeing with the social injustice that has taken place. Listen, we read our own history books. We know, listen, I'm not, and I say we because I'm trying to be nice here. I wasn't there. You know, well, actually, who knows? Because you know how energy is. You know, energy can't be destroyed. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe I was there. Maybe I was one of them lead, not cool white folks. That's why I'm a black girl today. We don't know how this whole thing works anyway. I'm just saying. So I do think it to be very interesting that this postmodernization is seen as a bad thing, when I kind of think that it was the original intention of our forefathers. To me, being an American means that you are a dreamer, you are a hustler, you are an open-minded person, you appreciate diversity, and you know you got it good. I think that's what it means to be an American. Now, we have policies that I agree, don't agree with. We have politicians I agree, I don't agree with. But I think that the universal thought of what it means to be an American can still be a unified thing without, and still have individual aspects to it. So what I decided to do is to ask some people what it is to them to be an American, because again, all of the conversations that, you know, are happening in the news and the media, and this separation of, you know, keeping people out, and listen, I can understand that a country wants to protect its borders. But I think that we just have to remember the American dream idealism that started this beautiful country in the first place. And I'm going to say something else. I actually, after asking all these people, what does it mean to be an American? I don't think he means this, but I do understand what I think he kind of sort of tried to have meant by saying make America great again, is because, again, I asked people, so what does it mean to be an American? And I got so many different answers, and I felt like a lot of dissatisfaction, which means that people want to be proud of the country that they live in, but they need the people who are representing them to match the people of the country. America has never been just white America. It never, because there was Native American people here beforehand, and Mexico that were here before. But listen, again, we're not here to talk about the history. We understand that it was a chess game. You came in, you knocked folks out, you took shit that didn't belong to you. Okay, we can't talk about that anymore because we're here now. It's 2019. Never. So it's good that it's changing, but I know it's going to be fine. I know it's going to be fine. I know this whole little crazy stuff. Again, I really have been thinking that it is for the betterment. The crazy is going to help us get to a new place where people are accepted and we appreciate the diversity. Because what's not cool is because we don't know how to act, really. We're kind of everything's getting scrutinized. Like, people are feeling like they can't say anything. I mean, Jesus, you should have felt the tension that I had before I cracked the mic, before I knew I wanted to talk about this. And I'm like, ooh, Jesus, I hope nobody takes it wrong the way, we're in a time period where everybody is sensitive. But listen, bro, PC police, calm down. We still need to be able to be people. We are going to make mistakes. People, get this together. We are all going to make mistakes, and it's fine that we make mistakes. We just don't want to hurt people, and we don't want to be purposely holding other people down so that we can be lifted up, because we really don't have to do that. Again, planetary laws, man laws. Only people who believe completely in man's laws are the ones who hold people down, because we're not going there. But anyway, so I decided to go ahead and ask people, what it means to them to be an American. And the answer is dead on. But it did make me say to myself, wow, there's a lot of dissatisfied citizens. And our president needs to do something about it. Girl. Okay, so let's hear from some people. Oh, also, by the way, you know what? And this is what's so funny is that, so I asked a lot of people, right? And I am amazed. So I only got a couple of people to actually allow themselves to be recorded. Most people were like, I'll give you my answer, but I want you to say it. Yeah, girl. And I'm sorry, but the simple fact that we're now in a time place where people are afraid to speak, afraid to say how they think and feel, for fear of losing their job or whatever, is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. This is what we need in order to get to where we want, right? It's the contrast. We need this to get where we want. All right, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and play some of these responses.
Okay, hey, look, so I'm stopping people and I'm asking them on the streets because I'm just so curious about the last person who said American, and the epitome of being an American is being a capitalist, just only caring about money. So now I'm kind of going around and I'm asking people, when you think of being an American, what comes to mind?
I said free because I was in the military, so people take freedom for granted.
Right, and so the whole point for you is being free. And you, what do you, when you think of being an American?
Free.
Same thing, right?
Yeah.
And let's get another opinion. What do you think? Being an American, what's it about?
Capitalism, to
Right.
me. Money.
Right.
Money.
Right,
money,
because in order for us to be able to do anything, we got to have the money.
To think straight,
Girl,
we need
yes.
money, okay?
I'm so broke I can't pay attention.
Other countries that are overturning their crime and overturning how they use their usage water, and cutting down on their crime rates because they're coming together and not thinking about money.
Right.
We can't.
Right, we're thinking. So we should be thinking more about our citizens versus the profits.
Exactly.
I love it. Thank you.
Together.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. No problem.
In speaking with 4 girls from China studying here, I asked them some questions. They didn't want to be recorded because it is a little sensitive at this time. But I asked them about what it was to be an American. And the amazing thing is that even though America, there seems to be a love-hate relationship with America and the world, is that even though the world does not agree with a lot of America's policies, yet when you come here and go to school and then go back home to your native country with that degree from America, it gives you a little bit of a leg up or leverage. One of the things that I did appreciate, though, is one of the young ladies said the thing that she loves the most about being here in America is the diversity and the ability to be around so many different types of cultures in one place and get to learn about so many different type of people. And I gotta say that I absolutely agree with that as well. That one of the things about being an American is being proud to live in a country that is a melting pot where there are several different nationalities here, several different nationalities living and working and breathing and contributing and living with purpose. It's something that I think that we should definitely embrace and that we should definitely be proud of, is that we are such a diverse nation. And it does mean different things to different people to be an American. Okay, so just got another opinion of what it's like to be an American. Now I've just spoken to an African American female, but as this young woman stated, what it means to be an American is that the American dream is dangled in your face, and to be an African American woman is similar to seeing a dim light at the end of the tunnel. Is that we can see the light. We know the dream is there. We can see the opportunities. There is a little bit of opportunity there, but you're in the tunnel, and as you keep getting closer to the light and you know it's the end, then it seems that the tunnel continues to get longer and longer, and that it just seems to be that you keep thinking that you're getting closer to achieving the American dream, just to find out that you're still stuck in the tunnel and you're still stuck essentially in the same place. You might be a little bit further along, but essentially you're still stuck in the tunnel. And it's also unfair that as an African American, as she pointed out, single African American with no kids, that she is terrified to have children because she doesn't want her children growing up in a world where she has to tell her little boys or little girls that you have to be careful, and that you need to work harder. Having to teach children about the injustices of the world at such a young age in order to protect them. And the people that are living to be the 85s, they're not actually seeing true change in society, that even though things are getting better, that there are still people who are allowed to be shot or are allowed to systematically be seen as less than. And it used to be blatant, and it's a little bit more hidden now, but it's still there. So not much has changed for the 84 or 85-year-old African American in this day and age. Just another opinion of what it means to be an American. Okay, so I just asked another couple of gentlemen, one who had a military support, proud to be an American, on the back of his sweatshirt. So I asked him, what does it mean to be an American to you? And the funny thing is that he couldn't give me an answer. He said that he was tired, but couldn't really give me an answer. I told him some of the answers that everybody else had. He said, well, I can understand and see why it is that people would say that to be an American, it means to be all about money. But you know, he said, yeah, everybody's kind of going crazy right now. Very interesting that it was an extremely vague answer. Spoke to another person, and they too also commented that, you know what, it doesn't really seem to mean too much of anything these days. The professor that I spoke to for Yale also said that we're in a postmodernization era, which means that instead of it being a united front of proud to be American, that it seems to be that we are now reaching a place where it's everybody do their own thing. All right, so happy to say that I just spoke to another American and asked, and this lovely person replied that it of course means that we are free. We are living in the best country ever. I mean, seriously, even though we do have problems, but we have a lot of freedoms that we take advantage of, and people are not realizing just how good we actually have. It is one of those things that we live in a country where you're not going to get anything handed to you. The American dream is alive, and if you work hard, you can achieve. The thing is about being a female, though, is to make sure that you don't feel guilty for having those achievements and be more like men and flaunt it and get the recognition and recognize the hard work that you've done, and you deserve the accomplishments that you have. And one thing that is very apparent and adamant that this woman said is that we do need to get back to having a united front instead of the postmodernization. We do need to have unity, and we need to be in a position where people are proud, and again, so that we are proud to say that we are living in one of the greatest countries that the world has ever known. Okay, so I just spoke with a 20-year-old, and I asked her, what does it mean to be American? And her response, got to tell you, one of the funniest things that I've heard yet, fast food and democracy. And got to say that I totally agree. We are all about the fast food and the democracy. And then we went in to have a conversation about whether or not we actually are a democracy or are we more of a republic. And we kind of really are a republic, but it is represented as a democracy in that we have the electoral college and that those people are representations of the states, and then also that when we elect our officials that they are supposed to be representing the people. The thing is that right now it just seems that right now the people who are in office, and again these are her words, the far extremes of both parties, the Democrats and also the Republicans, seem to be in so much of a dead heat deadlock right now that no movement is happening. So it just seems to be that there needs to be a different way of going about doing things, a different way of communication, because the extremities of the parties are causing there to be no movement. I also asked her if the millennials, because some people do feel like the millennials are going to save the world. Some people feel like the millennials are destroying the world. And I personally think that it is a responsibility, whether you're 20, 40, 60, 80, to be a great citizen and human being. What we did talk about is technology. And she said that technology has been a wonderful thing because she does feel like we're not so much in the postmodern era because of the social media. It has actually made us unified. However, it's also split us apart because now there's less person-to-person interaction. I completely agree with that because I do feel that the social media has made it to where we are now more empathetic to each other's plights in life. We are having more understanding that we're all going through the same things. However, what happens is that when you get right in front of somebody, your tendency is to pick up your phone, and then now you're being less personable. So yeah, technology is a double-edged sword, and I do think that technology has brought us closer together. But I'm also going to toss in hip-hop also did that too. Okay, so I just had another conversation with a young man, and this one is actually very interesting. So this is a black man that I asked this question to, and he also happens to be in a wheelchair. As I asked him, what does it mean to be an American, for instance, let me know that he finds it very interesting that, you know, as a black man in America, he was considered a threat. The police used to bother him, so on and so forth. But now he is in a wheelchair and feels that is actually treated a little bit better. People are not so mean to him and making it harder for him. So the beautiful thing is that when we see someone handicapped, we treat them differently. But at the same time, like I said to him, you should still be getting that bad treatment. But at the same time, I'm glad that he's not getting that bad treatment. But it does say something that he was treated a certain way before, and now he is treated differently. So we pull up to the place that I was taking him to, and as I was attempting to get him out of the car, an older white gentleman stopped and asked me if I needed some help, and I said, yes, sure. And the person also said yes. So the two of us put his wheelchair back together and then got him in the chair and got him off to do his thing. I just want to say that that is the type of behavior that it brought a tear to my eye. That is the type of behavior that true Americans are really about. We are all here together living this dream. Whether your skin color is brown, light brown, have happiness and to have peace and to be surrounded by nice things. And I really appreciated having that moment to see that there are still true Americans who haven't forgotten what it means. Okay, so I just got to ask another, and the answer that I got from this gentleman was, first of all, that he actually wanted to give it some time to think about it. He wanted to give it some thought because it was a question that he had not thought about in quite some time, and felt that maybe it's something that he should ponder. However, he did say that he is happy to be living in a place with the economic opportunities that we have, to be living without the oppression, and that he is blessed and happy that by some chance and by a string of luck that he was lucky enough to be born and to live in the country of the Americas. And yeah, I mean, that's the point, because all of us who are here, some of us, our families came here, and some of us are just blessed enough, lucky enough that we were, that our conscious souls came to parents that just so happened to be here, versus being, in a country where the opportunities are not so great. So, #blessed. Okay, so it's a little bit random, but that's the name of the show, so it's all good. But you know what? After speaking to so many different people and, just hearing the different answers from everybody, and so happy that we are in a new phase of life where it seems to be that we are all finding out and figuring out what it means to be an American, what it means to be a human, what it means to be kind. We seem to be in a new phase of life, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. I do have a suggestion. I think that we should create a new holiday. Yeah, I do. And the reason why I'm saying this is because as we are figuring out what it means to be an American, there are so many things that separate us, our religions, the sex, young, old, the nationalities, what you believe, Democrat, Republican, many things separate us. I think that we should be finding ways to come together. And I think one of those ways that we could do that is that we need to have Jolly Day. It's just a day where people can put up lights on their houses. It should be a nationally recognized day where everybody has the day off. Doesn't matter what your religion is, doesn't matter what you believe, doesn't matter what the color of your skin is, doesn't matter if you're rich or if you're poor. But Jolly Day will be a day where just everybody that call their family, call your friends, celebrate, have a good time, eat good food, put lights up on the house, be happy. You can do whatever it is that you want to do that makes you happy, because it's Jolly Day. I'm proposing that we have a new holiday, Jolly Day, and let's put it in the middle of the freaking year. Let's hit up Kylie. I'm like, who do we have to talk to get this started? All right, let's hit up Kylie Jenner. She seems to be getting some of the most responses on the internet. Oh, wait a minute. No, somebody get me that damn egg.
I gotta tell you, I spoke to white men, white women, Chinese. I spoke to Black America. I don't even know what we're supposed to be called, because I hate saying Black Americans. We're not a damn color. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother freaking podcast. We're not going there. But anyway, I spoke to handicap. I spoke to Latin. I spoke to Pakistan. So I spoke to a lot of different people. 20-year-olds, older people, all different ages. These are the citizens of this country, and this is how they feel. I know it's not a one-day fix, and, but we need to make sure that we are voting for the people that we want to represent us. And then also, ain't nobody trying to live in no scrub freaking environment. So we need to make sure that we're not going to get a backfire where it's a repeat of a censorship that happens. People need to be able to freely speak and say what they want. Even if it's mean, you then need to allow that person time and growth, and allow the natural forces of nature that will change a person's mind. But it is not our job to police people and their behavior. We don't want the government running our lives. Like, We don't need the government running our lives. And I would like to see people being proud to be an American. I'm just saying. Alrighty. Okay, we're gonna leave that alone. We gonna leave that alone. We're gonna do another fun topic next time. We're getting a little too serious up in this piece. Thanks for listening. I sure do appreciate it. Oh, by the way, wrote a book, Manifest Beauty, on Amazon, all that good stuff. Till next time.
This is Sunjoy.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sandra.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, Sandra?